Drippy, the Runaway Raindrop by Sidney Sheldon and Mary Sheldon. Chapter 1. This is a story of a small world, a very small world, filled with monsters and magic and miracles. The hero of the story is Drippy. Drippy was a raindrop. You may have thought that a raindrop was nothing but a drop of water, but everything in the universe is alive. So whenever you feel a summer rain, that's Drippy and his brothers and his sisters and his cousins. Drippy was born on a blade of grass on a foggy morning in Los Angeles, California. Now because hills are so much larger than a raindrop, a blade of grass seems very tiny to you. But to Drippy, a blade of grass was like a tall tree. It waved in the leaves, blown back and forth by the wind. All of Drippy's brothers and sisters and his cousins stayed on their blades of glass, but Drippy kept dripping down to the ground. That is why his mother, Mrs. Dewdrop, named him Drippy. When Drippy slid to the ground, his mother scolded him. "Drippy, you must stay up there in space," and she put him back on top of the blades of glass. But Drippy did not want to stay there. He wanted to run around. All the glowing glass around him looked like a forest, and Drippy wanted to play in it. Mothers, what do they know? As soon as his mother moved away to look after her other children, Drippy slid off his blade of glass. Whee! He landed on the ground and took a few steps into the green forest that was all around him. "I've run away from home. Oh, how brave I am!" But the truth was that Drippy was not brave at all. He was naughty. Drippy happily rode along, exploring the new world, not giving a thought to how sad his mother would be to find him gone. All Drippy cared about was having fun, and this was certainly fun. Suddenly, behind Drippy, a deep voice asked, "Who are you?" Drippy turned around. Facing him was a huge green monster with big, bulging eyes and two long, waving horns. Drippy's heart began to pound. He was scared. He had never seen a monster before. "I'm Drippy. I'm Leapy, the grasshopper." Drippy had never seen a grasshopper before. To tell the truth, he hoped he never saw one again. "What do you do?" "I hop." Drippy thought about that for a moment. "Why, you must be able to hop 1,000,000 feet. Do you know how much a million is?" Drippy was ashamed to show his ignorance. "Of course I do." "Well, how much is it?" Drippy took a guess. "Green." The grasshopper shook his head in disgust. "Green isn't a number, it's a clock." "I know that. Haven't you ever gone to school?" "Who needs school?" "I think you do. Everyone should know how to count." "I'm going to teach you to count from 1 to 10. Now, that sounded interesting. When I get back home, I'll be the only raindrop smart enough to count. Go ahead, Leapy, teach me." "All right, listen closely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's easy, isn't it?" "Sure. Okay, try." And Drippy did. 1, 2, 10, 6, 9, 4. No. You're not paying attention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This time, Drippy repeated it correctly. "Good. Oh, how clever I am. It's easy to go past 10. The next number is 11. You start with 1 and add another 1. That gives you 11. Do you understand?" Drippy had no idea what Leapy was talking about. "Of course I do. After 11 comes 12. You put 1 and 2 together and you have 12. You've heard of teenagers, haven't you?" But Drippy had never heard of a teenager. "Certainly. Well, after 12 comes 13. That's where the big teens begin. There's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. By now, Drippy had begun to understand. "And 20 teens," he called out triumphantly. "No, not 20 teens, and 20. And then 21. After you count through the 20, you go to the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and you're up to 100. "Oh, I understand, 'cause I'm a mathematical genius. Oh, how clever I am." "You're the most conceited raindrop I've ever met." Drippy beamed. He had no idea what conceited meant. "Thank you, Drippy." At that moment, the sky began to brighten. Uh-oh, you'd better get out of here quickly. Why? What's the matter? The sun is coming out. What's the sun? Drippy looked at him in surprise. Why, everyone knows what the sun is. It's a big yellow grasshopper that goes hippity-hop across the sky. You'd better hide. He drinks raindrops. Drippy began to feel a little nervous. Now that he could count, he didn't want anyone drinking him. But where shall I hide? I'll hide you. And he picked Drippy up and put him on a leaf high on a tree. There, you'll be safe here. The sun wouldn't be able to find you. Drippy did not even say thank you. He was too busy thinking about how smart he was and how he was going to impress his mother and uncles and his aunts and his cousins when he returned home. Goodbye, Drippy. Good luck. Drippy plunged down, gave a huge leap to the air, and disappeared into the green forest. Drippy could not wait to tell everybody about the green monster he had met. It would make an even better story if the monster had tried to kill him. That was what he would say. This big green monster attacked me, but was I afraid? Oh no, not for a single instant. I pulled up a sharp blade of grass and waved it like a sword, scaring the monster half to death. There was a terrible fight, and when it was over, the monster was dead. I killed him with my little blade. What a brave Raindrop I am. Yes, that was what he would tell everyone. They would all be so jealous. Drippy's sleep was very soft and comfortable, and because all the excitement of running away from home and meeting the monster, Drippy began to feel very sleepy. His eyes got heavier and heavier, and soon they were closed. Drippy was asleep, dreaming about the green forest and a big monster with waving horns. High up in the sky, the sun came up, soaring along the clouds. Now, if there was no sun, nothing on the earth would live. No grain would grow, no flowers would grow. There would be no day, only eternal night. So, to all the world, the sun is a great blessing, but not to raindrops. Oh no! When Drippy's mother, Mrs. Raindrop, looked up into the sky and saw the sun, she quickly gathered up all her little raindrop children to hide in the shade of a friendly oak tree, where Mr. Sun could not find them and drink them up. But she could not find Drippy. She looked everywhere. She looked under leaves and on tree trunks. She looked under twigs and stumps and stones, but not a sign of Drippy. She began to panic. She called out loudly as she could in her little raindrop voice, "Drippy! Drippy!" And the crickets took up the call, chopping, Drippy, 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 and the bees heard them began buzzing Drippy's name. And all the birds in the forest began singing, "Drippy, Drippy!" The whole forest hung with his name, but Drippy did not hear them. He was sound asleep on a leaf, where Drippy had put him, high in a tree. All over the earth it was getting hotter and hotter as the sun grew stronger and stronger, and the sun was thirsty. He drank up huge rivers and great lakes and vast oceans and ponds, and still he was thirsty. And as he moved across the sky, he looked up, and he saw Drippy, a fat little raindrop, just waiting to be drunk. And the sun puffed out his cheeks and licked his lips, and he started to drink. Poor little Drippy.